In a single night, an entire civilization vanished beneath the sea. Not because it was weak, but because the gods could not permit its strength. The lost city of Atlantis. Myth, or buried truth. Atlantis was said to be a dazzling civilization, an advanced society destroyed by the gods as punishment for human pride. But what does that mean exactly? What is pride? Is pride arrogance? Or is it simply knowing your worth? And if pride is self-worth, why would an entire civilization deserve to be erased for it? Atlantis, by all accounts, had every reason to be proud. They were advanced beyond their time. While much of the world was still primitive, they built cities, mastered resources, and cultivated culture. So was it just for them to be destroyed? That question has echoed through history, and perhaps it always will. Where the story begins. Atlantis enters history not through ruins, but through a philosopher. The story comes from Plato, one of ancient Greece's greatest thinkers. He described Atlantis in two works, Timaeus and Critias. According to him, the tale was far older than Greece itself, passed down through generations from Egyptian priests. No maps, no coordinates, only words. Yet Plato spoke of Atlantis with certainty, not as myth, but as memory. What Atlantis was said to be. Legend describes Atlantis as a utopia, a land rich not only in natural resources, but in knowledge, architecture, and order. The city was said to be built in concentric circles, perfectly engineered, surrounded by vast bodies of water. The continent was abundant in metals, especially orichalcum, a material so rare it was considered almost divine, used to power their civilization and decorate their temples. Atlantis was not chaotic. It was structured, governed by laws, balanced between nature and intelligence. This was not a barbaric society. This was a civilization that understood itself. Where Atlantis was located, according to Plato, Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules, in what we now call the Atlantic Ocean. A landmass larger than Libya and Asia combined, a gateway between worlds. And then, it was gone. Plato claimed that around 10,000 BC, a violent catastrophe struck earthquakes, floods, and in a single night and day, Atlantis was swallowed by the sea. Pride or fear. Ancient texts say the gods destroyed Atlantis for its pride, but pride can mean many things. To some, it means arrogance. To others, it means awareness. Perhaps Atlantis did not fall because it was corrupt, but because it had gone too far ahead. In ancient times, gods were often metaphors for nature, for disasters, for forces humanity couldn't yet explain. What ancient people called the wrath of gods, we might now call earthquakes, or rising seas, or fear. Fear of what happens when a civilization advances faster than the world around it. Theories that refuse to die. Some believe Atlantis lies beneath the Atlantic Ocean, buried under miles of water and time. Others suggest it was never underwater at all, but erased by catastrophe and memory. There are even those who believe Atlantis wasn't a single place, but a global civilization, its fragments scattered across the ancient world. No theory has been proven, and none have been fully dismissed. A different way to see Atlantis. Many dismiss Atlantis as fiction, a moral lesson, a warning against hubris. But I see Atlantis differently. I see a people who knew who they were, a civilization aware of how far they had come. In a world still finding its footing, they stood far ahead of their time, and perhaps that was their true crime. Not corruption, not evil, but advancement. So advanced that even the gods could not allow them to remain. And when Atlantis sank beneath the waves, it didn't disappear. It became legend. The ocean became its monument, a silent grave, and a warning. Because some say Atlantis was destroyed for its pride. Others believe it was erased because it reminded the gods and humanity of what was possible.